On Tuesday, Trump addressed a joint session of Congress, and Democrats, dressed in pink, heckled, disrupted the speech.
A 41-point jump.
And waved little paddles that said things like false and Musk steals and protect veterans. And the general impression is that they're acting like children. Which suddenly everything makes sense to me. It's why they're always crying about wanting the adults back in charge. Because they're all toddlers. All of the commotion made me realize we might actually be approaching a monarchy because we're starting to act a lot like Parliament.
Shut up a minute.
And Trump is king. Hey-o! I'm Bridget Phetasy, and this is your Dumpster Fire. Welcome to Dumpster Fire, where we make burgers out of your sacred cows. We launch new episodes every Tuesday and Friday at 8 p.m. Central. Please join us in the chat. We have a lot of fun. First of all, I was wondering why the women were all wearing pink. And according to Representative Teresa Fernandez of New Mexico, pink is the color of women's power, of persistence, and of resistance. I'm sorry. Did you miss the last 10 years? Isn't this supposed to be the party that's pushing back against gender stereotypes? I guess this does mean Democrats are willing to embrace the idea that boys and girls are different. Progress, even though they did vote for allowing men in women's bathrooms. Then there were like all the paddles they were waving around. Why would you choose this? This is such a gift to the photoshoppers of the world. What were you thinking? They're going to use these forever. The wildly popular X account retard finder used it immediately. As someone who's a Democrat for most of my life, it bothers me how completely ineffective they've become. It's personally offensive. The economy tanked that day. I think it was the day the tariffs went into effect, and Trump was talking about the economy being great, and they're sitting there with their ping pong paddles or whatever the F they were, their auction paddles. And this is such a look at me, everybody protest. It's not even yelling at Trump or drawing attention to him. You're just drawing attention to yourselves, which doesn't surprise me. And then there are the optics of auction paddles. There's no way for them to look more elitist than for them to show up and protest via auction paddle. The next protest will just be them angrily smashing vases, smashing crystal vases. Look, Daddy, I'm smashing the china.
Hello, Daddy? Yes, Daddy. No, Daddy. Daddy.
Their version of protesting is signaling elite art collection. Why are the Democrats' protests always like, we're going to throw tomato on the Mona Lisa? We're going to use auction paddles. Like, are all of the Democrats just sponsored by Sotheby's? I don't understand. I want to be in the room when they cook this thing up. Okay, I've got it, guys. This is what we should do. Every American loves auctions, right? We know this. Are you sure? We're not here to debate the merits of middle American auctions, okay? We all know they're America's favorite pastimes. What do we write on them? I don't know. What do the poors care about? Elon Musk? Yeah. Which healthcare is for the poors? Medicare? Medicaid? I don't know anything about this. I don't know. I think they're both for the poors. Just some are old and poor and some are just poor. What should we say about the cancer boy they'll have up there? Do you mind? We're trying to figure out what to write on these sweet auction paddles. We'll just ignore that cancer boy. Speaking of the cancer boy, Trump introduced the little boy DJ Daniel and talked about how he survived brain cancer and wanted to be a policeman when he grew up.
Joining us in the gallery tonight is a young man who truly loves our police. His name is DJ Daniel. He is 13 years old, and he has always dreamed of becoming a police officer. DJ was diagnosed with brain cancer. The doctors gave him 5 months at most to live. That was more than 6 years ago.
So Trump made him an honorary Secret Service agent to a large, rousing, emotional standing ovation for half the room.
And tonight, DJ, we're going to do you the biggest honor of them all. I am asking our new Secret Service Director, Sean Curran, to officially make you an agent of the United States Secret Service. DJ.
He's probably better at handling that gun than those lady Secret Service agents who are guarding Trump, to be honest. Calm down. That wasn't a joke about race. That was a joke about women. So Republicans cheered and Democrats did not. And there were entire news cycles devoted to the fact that Democrats wouldn't applaud for the little boy with cancer.
Won't somebody please think of the children?
I mean, I tweeted about it, or whatever we call it now, excreted. I feel like excreted is appropriate. Democrats, try to be normal challenge, impossible. You just cannot help but walk into every trap that Donald Trump sets for you. But I also get why you wouldn't clap, because this is transparent emotional manipulation and everybody does this. Both sides do this. They trot these victims out and they use them to try and manipulate the audience. And it's so pathetic. It's so transparent. It's so gross. And I fall for it every single time.
You don't hate children, do you?
Every time. I am the target demographic. And I know that I'm falling for it in real time, and I don't even care. When the left does it, I fall for it too. And I get mad at that the right isn't clapping for the person whose school loans were forgiven. That was who they trotted out. Biden trotted out someone whose school loans were forgiven. I was like, oh, this is rousing it. Okay.
Not as good as Cancer Kids. Sorry, Biden.
No, and I do find myself getting mad. You know, I get the resistance to it. I'm like, clap for the cancer child now. You didn't clap? How dare you?
How dare you?
Here's the thing. They don't bring these victims and grieving family members out to applaud them. I mean, they do, but it's secondary. They bring them out for Democrats not to applaud them. No one ever hears about that little cancer kid again if everyone in the room gives him a standing ovation. He is famous because half the room didn't clap. And has he even said thank you to the Democrats for making him famous?
Have you said thank you once this entire meeting? No, in this entire meeting, have you said thank you?
I don't think so. And all of it worked on me too. I was furious-ish. I can't believe those assholes didn't clap for that poor little kid with cancer, whatever his name was. Look, we all have a choice in this new reality. We can either allow ourselves to still feel, knowing our emotions are being blatantly manipulated, or allow ourselves to fully embrace the cynicism behind these stunts and be dead inside. And I prefer to remain a normie and get emotional about a little boy with brain cancer, whatever his name is, getting his Make-A-Wish. There's a reason this stuff is very effective, but the left is deeply, deeply broken, and they may have always been, and I just didn't notice it. And their brains do have more poison than the kid with brain cancer. It's Trump derangement syndrome. There is a nastiness when you can't allow yourself to be moved. And maybe it's always been there. Even if it's a cynical political stunt, that's a real boy in front of you. That is a real woman who lost her child. That's a grieving family, whatever their names are, and whatever tragic thing happened to them.
I'm also just a girl. Standing in front of a...
Shut up, bitch!
And it doesn't just work on me, but other people. Mark Halperin shared on his two-way show this week an email from a normie mom being like, I'm done with the Democrats after their display last night. She said, and I quote, I have a young family member that was the victim of assault. I have a family in law enforcement. We have all been touched in some way by cancer, and I have not been able to come to terms with what I witnessed from Democrats last night. It was surreal. It was surreal. Even if it's Donald Trump manipulating your emotions cynically, you should still maybe a golf applause? I hope Mark tells that lady about dumpster fire. She said, I'm not saying I'm MAGA, but I'm no longer a Democrat. And we're here for you, anonymous lady, whatever your name is. Before our next segment, don't forget to like, subscribe, touch my bells and buttons, and tell your friends about us. Honestly, that's the best way. Please help us reach our goal of 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. And you guys have spoken. When we hit 100,000, I will do my best Mexican weather report. En Espanol, even. You have to stick around through the ad to see the weather report, guys. Sorry, them's the rules. Have you heard about Senolytics yet? It's a class of ingredients discovered less than 10 years ago, and they're being called the biggest discovery of our time for promoting healthy aging and enhancing your physical prime. That's why I started taking Qualia Senolytics. As we age, everyone accumulates senescent cells in their body. Senescent cells cause symptoms of aging such as aches and discomfort, slow workout recovery, sluggish mental and physical energy associated with that middle age feeling. Senolytics remove those worn out cells to allow for the rest of our cells to thrive. I have now taken 2 of my 3 doses of Qualia Senolytics, and I feel amazing. It's crazy considering how hard I'm working and how little sleep I've been getting because I have a toddler. But I have felt way more alert and my brain fog is significantly better. Significantly. Resist aging at the cellular level. Try Qualia Senolytic and all of their other products. Go to qualialife.com/dumpster for up to 50% off and use code dumpster at checkout for an additional 15% off. That's QUALIALIFE.com/dumpster for an extra 15% off your purchase. Now let's check the weather with Bella Osario.
Muy buenos para llevar a cabo cualquier pendiente por realizar. Por otra parte, Chihuahua con 23 grados, cielos soleados. Sinaloa con 34 grados, cielos parcialmente nubosos durante esta tarde. Amigos de Sonora con 25 grados, cielos parcialmente nublados.
Thank you, Bella. As we were saying, the Democrats are just completely in disarray. It seems like every time they open their mouth or put out a video, they bury themselves even deeper. There's no cohesive plan. Trump has obviously broken people's brains, and no one's brain is more broken than Nicole Wallace. She was talking about DJ, the cancer kid, and how she hopes that he has a long life and becomes a policeman like he wants to be. But then she says,
but I hope he never has to defend the United States Capitol against Donald Trump's supporters. And if he does, I hope he isn't one of the 6 who loses his life to suicide.
What the actual F? I can't swear. It's Lent. I'm trying to give up swearing for Lent. You could see her co-anchors looking like they wanted to leave their bodies as she was speaking. And I'm talking about Jen Psaki and Rachel Maddow, 2 people who have lost the plot long ago, and even they were appalled. I'm convinced it's become some green room game amongst pundits. Like, all right, we've got a little boy with brain cancer. How many steps will it take for you to bring it to January 6th? And Nicole is like, I got this, man. Boy with brain cancer, law enforcement, J6, boom!
Capitol against Donald Trump's supporters.
And boom goes the dynamite.
Someone lost money. Someone was like, you can't do it, Nicole. You can't do it. This is a tough one. Little boy with brain cancer to J6?
2 steps. She did it in 2.
She did it in 2 steps. Nicole, that's some kind of record. I really am convinced they're just like messing around in the green room, and this is now the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon for the media, the 6 degrees of J6. I mean, I kind of want to start it. If it doesn't exist, we should start it.
And it could be like a drinking game, just watching the news.
The 6 degrees of J6.
Like how many steps will it take them to get there?
All right, we've got a climate emergency. How can we make this about January 6th? Go. Ooh, that's a tough one. Fires in LA? January 6th?
Now I want to play it. I'm like, how would you get there?
We should start the game. Several House Democrats collaborated to create a video in which multiple female congressmen were mimicking fighting avatars in a video game.
Choose your character.
Okay, I get it. None of you really believed all your Hitler rhetoric. Because if you did, you wouldn't make cutesy Gen Z boss in a mini videos in the aftermath of his election.
Gen Z boss in a mini! Gen Z boss in a mini!
It said, choose your fighter, and showed all the ladies in fighting poses bouncing with lists of their strengths and weaknesses. Like, AOC, New York's 14th congressional district, youngest woman and Latina to be elected to the House. Trekkie? I feel like that's not a weakness. I feel like that's just you bragging about being a Trekkie. Lauren Underwood, youngest black woman elected to Congress, co-founded the Black Maternal Office, hates balloons? Hates balloons. That's her weakness. Like, what are you like? Oh, if it wasn't for the balloons, they've thwarted me again. How is that a weakness? That's just a preference. If it wasn't for those darn balloons, I maybe could have cured that kid with cancer. They got in the way. Oh, the balloons stopped me from saving the world. I do hate balloons, though. Judy Chu, California's 28th congressional district, first Chinese-American woman elected to Congress. Too sweet. Oh, I just work too hard. That's my biggest defect. I think that, and I'm just too sweet. Susie Lee, Nevada's 3rd congressional district, president of communities and schools of Nevada. 2 sprained fingers. At least that's an actual weakness.
Right, but it's pretty temporary. Unless
How
her
did she
sprained
sprain her
fingers? Are just like
jacking it on the telephone. Does internet porn know you're cheating on it?
She sprained her fingers like getting into her boxing position. And then she was like, ow! All I'm getting from that is we're the Democrats. We fight like girls. What kind of lists of strengths and weaknesses are these two? Okay, first, maybe list your position. I get that. But you're not listing any sort of accomplishments. What have you done? Don't just list your identity. You're a Democrat. I get it. Your immutable characteristics are very important to your strength, but it means nothing. Don't just list youngest woman, Latina, first Chinese American. I don't care. What have you fought for? What have you achieved in Congress on behalf of the American people? All this video is saying to me is we're the Democrats, and as you can see, you can kick our ass. But this is all nothing. It's fluff. There's nothing political. This just means nothing. Again, it seems like the messaging is not clear. No one seems to have any kind of cohesive plan. The messaging is very inconsistent. And it's also just, we're post-normal. We live in a mediated society. We're post-normal. We're post-truth. We cannot map making sense of this stuff onto our reality anymore. We are through the looking glass, down the rabbit hole. It's unfortunate that this is where we are, but this is where we are. And that's not even including AI and what that's going to do to our brains. It's a freaking clown show.
It's like we're documenting the deconstruction of reality in real time.
This is why Dumpster Fire exists, because we can't make sense. We do our best to make sense of this, but we can't. We can't. It's impossible to make sense of it because it's nonsensical.
Phetasy News.
Phetasy News. If you love Dumpster Fire, which I know you do, the best thing you can do is become a supporter at Phetasy.com. You get the unedited version of Dumpster Fire, and we leave a lot of inappropriate things on the cutting room floor. And you also get access to everything else we're doing, and it's a lot. So join us there. We have united all of our people in one home at Phetasy.com. Some of you might not know, we were on Locals, we were on Substack. Everyone's on now. Over at Substack, it's glorious. I'm much more present because I don't feel like a divorced kid running between homes. So I am able to be in the chat. It's just awesome. I'm so glad. I am relieved. Join us right here on YouTube every Tuesday and Friday night at 8 p.m. Central for a new Dumpster Fire. We move Walk-Ins Welcome off this YouTube channel, so please, everyone, go subscribe to our new YouTube channel, Walk-Ins Welcome with Bridget Phetasy. There's a link in the description. Thank you to everyone who helps make Dumpster Fire possible. Thank you to Qualia for sponsoring today's episode. Thank you to our audience, subscribers, supporters. We love you. We appreciate you, and you make this all possible for us. Truly. And thank you, Maggie, who also makes this all possible for us.
Thank you, Bridget, who also makes this all possible for us.
And now to cleanse your palate, the internet is glorious.
Come on, what's the matter? What's wrong with your skirt?
Oh, it's all right, Charles. I'm just fine.
You're crying. You're not just fine. What's wrong?
I broke the eggs.
Remember, guys, life is absurd. Don't take yourself so damn seriously. Take the work seriously. Don't take yourself seriously. This has been your Dumpster Fire. I'm Bridget Phetasy. Now make me rich! Woo! So we can make even more content for the content. I know, it's like I hate being part of the problem, but here we are.
At least we're kind of funny on a good day.
Kinda for girls.
And the unicorns dance while the